This week on the Grand Theory podcast.
Okay.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again. Say that again. Say that
In
again.
order to get what I want, I gotta work for it.
Preach.
So I'm
Well, I'm gonna shop my shop.
1% better. Click not work. 1% better.
Did not work. Did not work.
Bro.
Okay, we are back and at it with another episode of the Grind Theory. I don't know who Ori thinks he is out here walking with these shades, coming in like he's like, who are you?
Dog, look, listen. Today's been a long day, man. I'm not sure if I can't let the people see my sleepy eyes, you know?
This guy thinks he's cool, huh?
Nah, I am though, still.
This guy's
Still talking.
why you always trying to flex, bro? If it's not your hair, you're trying to flex the
bucket.
Yeah, I'm the bucket hat connoisseur out here. That's what they're gonna call me.
Nah, bro. That's
Listen,
your
don't worry.
spot, bro.
Soon we gonna get these bucket hats with some little, some little logos on them.
Nah, bro, you're bald.
It's okay. It's bucket hat season. I keep telling you that.
BALD. Bald.
But, like I said, we are back with another episode.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's gonna be a good episode today.
Oh, it is. 100%.
You know, we last episode. First things first. What are we doing, Ori?
Thanks to God, bro.
First things first, we want to thank God for everything. You know, if it wasn't for God, we wouldn't be here.
Oh,
in
no,
the first place.
that's actually true today, bro. Like, you
And that's true today because I
I
was a little bit tired today, you know. And as I was driving to the podcast, you know, I came straight from work and I was dozing off a little bit behind the wheel.
I was sleeping on the
you
steering
know?
wheel.
So, like, I fell asleep with I didn't fall asleep, but I just my eyes were closed a little bit longer than normal, you know. So the guy behind me honked his horn, you know. So
It saved you.
you know, he woke me up, but it was not like I was sleeping. Don't get it twisted.
Cap.
Don't get it twisted. You know.
Cap. You
But-
were actually wearing a cap already. Cap.
But we want to thank God though, because He got us here safely,
True.
and He gave us life, He gave us strength, gave us health, so that we can be here, so that you guys can be listening. So we just
100%.
want to thank Him for that. So now to recap from last week's episode,
Yes, sir.
we had my boy Ishmael on the episode. Man, he dropped so many gems, you know, like.
Yeah,
Bro,
man,
that was a great episode. It was kind of long because the conversation was flowing so much. You know, we kind of lost track of time, right?
Like, that guy, even off camera, like, yo, we're actually having conversations. That guy knows his stuff. Respect.
Very
smart ass dude. No, I get
Very
it.
smart, man. It was dope. Like his theory of the grind was that it's a struggle, you know, and the struggle is like you have to go through different struggles and obstacles in your life.
Facts.
And if you don't ever face any struggles or obstacles in your life, you're not gonna know how to like handle anything when it comes. Like if you didn't handle
True.
any struggles or any obstacles in your life when the pandemic came and hit you, you might have
know.
folded, you might
Yeah,
have crumbled,
you don't know
right?
what to
Because
do.
you never handled any adversity in your life before.
True.
And his whole life has been basically I guess has had adversity in it.
Yeah.
You know, and just I don't know many people that have suffered that have survived a terrorist attack.
Bro, that niece one.
Like,
See, I believe today was the max 5 years.
Today would have been actually one of the almost 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And
That's scary still.
for him to go through that and to still be doing what he's doing right now, to even be pushing like that,
Yes, sir.
it's just it's an inspiration, you know. Like
Facts.
he went through such a great adversity, and like where he was literally zipping up like body bags.
Body
I don't
bags,
know.
yeah.
That's in
scary.
movies, you know.
That's scary. That's in movies. You don't see it in real life.
Exactly. So that was really big. So we're happy that he could share that, and I think just for myself even and for Ori, that was very inspirational and motivational for us to keep going through our podcast.
Oh,
right?
it is 100%.
So, but today though,
Just a good one.
today we have another female guest.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We have our second female guest.
You already know.
If there is a definition of a hustler, yo, this girl is a hustler. You know that song? What's that song by Rick Ross? I'm not gonna paraphrase it. I'm a hus kid.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta
See,
go look for it.
if it wasn't for copyright infringement, I would have dropped the
Drop
song.
that song, but nah, man.
we're trying to make the money out the
Hey, but I try
podcast.
to
You know
be
what I'm saying? So we gotta. But this girl is a hustler.
Facts.
Our guest today, her parents migrated from Jamaica to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
She did her schooling here in Canada. She did her junior high, her middle school, and her university here in Canada. She is a proud mother. She is a businesswoman, having multiple businesses. She is a registered nurse.
Jams.
She has multiple. She's an LPN, but she has multiple businesses. She has a mass band called Unruly Islanders. She also has a business that she has, just to show you how she's a hustler, right?
Damn, you guys
She's a
listen,
financial advisor.
Damn.
She is a CPR instructor.
Damn.
She is also the owner of Nurse on Wheels. Like, come on, that's like 5 things I just listed off there.
Damn,
and I know she's gonna do more.
Damn,
you know what I'm
yo,
saying?
bro. Yo,
So, without further ado, we are going to introduce our guest,
yes, sir.
the one and only
The one and only
Tiffany
Thompson.
Hey,
Hey,
hey. Okay. Okay. What's up?
nothing much.
What's up?
Hello. What's up, myself here?
Okay. So, Tiffany, if there's anything I missed out, fill the people in on if there's anything that I missed out. This is your podcast now. This is your time to shine. So, if there's anything, just tell the people, give them a little bit of
Synopsis.
a little synopsis of what you do, kind of where you are at right now, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Let's go.
Okay. I think Akil's pretty much covered it. I am a LPN. Yes, my parents are from Jamaica, and I was born here. But yeah, I'm an LPN. I own a healthcare business called Nurse on Wheels. Check it out.
Hey.
Right there.
You see the logo? Don't worry, we're gonna zoom in on that.
I own a mass band called Unruly Islanders. It is actually the first Jamaican mass band here in Edmonton.
Jeez, history things.
That's history.
I also am a CPR instructor.
Okay.
I am a financial advisor.
That's 5.
Crazy thing is
Let's
that
keep going.
this year of 2021, and we're only 6 months in, and the healthcare business, Nurse on Wheels, CPR instructor, financial advisor, all started this year.
Boom.
Boom.
Dog, I told you she's a hustler.
She really is.
Not no joke thing,
Big.
man.
That's big.
So Tiffany, man, tell me.
Remember.
Oh.
Culture.
I'm sorry.
Now, come on, it's a culture. Yeah, we always have to. All guests has to go through it, bro.
It's true. Sorry, I'll be jumping in, but Elby be telling me, holding me back up, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro.
It's a dissection thing now.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you see the accents coming out. I like this.
Yo, you know what? When we dissect people, I think we have to put the shades on, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what we're going to have to do.
Ready?
Dissection time.
Season.
In that boat.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, Tiffany, tell us about your early days, growing up here in Edmonton, what it was like. Tell us what it was like, how it was. Give us some of your experiences.
All right. Gonna be honest, it was okay.
Fair.
I mean, growing up, I had my mom and my dad and my 2 younger brothers. We lived on the west side of Edmonton in an apartment, and back then, racism, like people think that racism was like never in Canada, but it was.
Sly racist.
I was pretty much all to myself. I was pretty much a loner.
Okay.
Antisocial kind of,
Okay.
I still am to this day.
Okay.
But it wasn't easy, but it was manageable if you understand me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kept my head down. In kindergarten and grade 1 and grade 2, all up to grade 3, I kind of got in trouble a couple times.
Oh,
No,
you
I'm
were
gonna be
troublesome.
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I was a trouble kid till grade 3. And grade 3, I was just like, no, I need to be all about. Like, I was like, I'm not gonna really have friends here and there.
Yeah.
I had friends, but I was mostly a teacher's pet from there on out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you don't want getting people in trouble, is what you're saying after.
Oh.
After.
Snitching.
Yeah, no. I was getting people in trouble by bringing people to do things with me while I was in kindergarten. Well, in kindergarten it was more of I was being bullied in grade 1.
Okay.
And then grade 2 and 3 it was me attacking back.
Oh, so then she took over then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I went back to being under the bushes and keeping my head down, keeping my head in my books.
Okay.
As a sports girl, as in
Okay.
track and field, as in soccer.
Jeez. Okay. So wait, what was your favorite sport?
Soccer, track and field was just, you just
Okay.
ran a race and that was it. But soccer, no, it was definitely soccer.
Just so you guys know, when they say soccer, they mean football. Not American
Yeah.
football.
American football?
No,
No,
it's not-
like back home football.
Football. Because, you mix it up. I'm sorry, when in Canada, from where I'm from, outside Canada, and States, it's football. I don't know what the heck is soccer. Okay, that's pretty.
Okay.
Do you remember what position you played? For any
Striker.
time? Hey,
So you're scoring all the
All the
goals.
Thompson kids were strikers.
Jeez, that's true. Okay.
That's a,
Except
Nah.
for TRT.
I was gonna shade him, but nah, not today. I was with to stir, not today.
Wait, it's fair. Okay. So, I know both of your parents, right, are religious, right? And I know because we grew up, right? That they were very strict as well, right?
Very.
So very, but I can relate because my parents were also strict as well.
Yeah.
But how was it kind of growing up with having stricter parents where probably you couldn't do what most of your friends were doing at the time, right? Did that influence any of your decisions or your behaviors when you were younger? I know for me, for example, my parents are like, oh, you can't go, go party and everything. So I'm trying to sneak out and go on party and do whatever, It pushed me to do it more. So was there any effects of that for you? What was it like living with strict parents?
Yeah, I think once high school was done, that was when I was just like, hey, I'm 18, I need my freedom, right? But as long, I think it's a Caribbean thing too. When you're living under their household or under their roof, you have to follow the rules regardless.
Now listen.
So,
and Caribbean thing. It's a black. Sorry, it's a black.
Yeah,
trust
a black
me.
thing. Yes.
There we go.
Black thing.
Nah.
So if I have to follow the rules, I have to follow the religious rules as well.
Okay.
So I couldn't. Once sunset on Friday, I couldn't go out till
Bed.
Saturday sunset. Not only could I not go out, I had to go to church, and then for Adventists or Black people, our church lasts all day. We couldn't there's a lot of things I couldn't wear: earrings, jewelry. Couldn't have sex before marriage. A lot.
Yep. No, I definitely feel that.
We couldn't party, couldn't drink, couldn't smoke.
Yep. No, I definitely feel that.
So yeah, once high school was done, I was just like, hey, yeah, sure, all right, I'm going to school. I did end up going to school for my LPN. Like I said, I'm an LPN. I kept my head down, still followed the rules. But once I was done my LPN career, I was just once I was done the schooling, and I'm starting to work, and I'm just like, hey, I'm making my own money. I'm 20. How old was I? 21, I think. And I'm just I'm still living under these rules. I want to go out.
Fair.
And you know the Jamaican culture, the
Fair.
Caribbean culture,
Yep.
we just want
Dance
to
hall.
go to dance hall
Yeah,
parties.
dance hall party.
So I did start sneaking out. I'm gonna be honest. I did start sneaking out. You know, I would use the excuse.
She said, I'm going to my friend's house.
No. I said I was going to work because I used to work nights then.
Oh, she had a better one.
Yo, she's dropping gems. She's dropping tips, huh? For those of you who want to sneak out,
No, we don't do that.
we don't promote that,
We
but
don't promote it in this show. Sorry.
get a night job.
No, so I would say, you know, because like there was like I was working casual, but like the casual job, like I had a lot of shifts.
Yeah.
So regardless, even if like I had a shift here and there, my parents wouldn't be like, oh yeah, she's not going to work. I would say I was going to work, had packed my bag in my car from evening time.
Jeez.
That stuff was packed. And then I went to my friend's house. We got dressed there, got our makeup done, went to the party. Party usually ends for Caribbean parties like 3 to 5 around there. Like they would say 3, but usually it ends at 5. But then I'd have like 2 hours to spare because work ends at 7 and I work close to home. So it's nice. But like I was just like, hey, what am I gonna do for the next 2 hours? But when that's the crappy thing. I had to sleep at my friend's house for 2 hours, wake up,
I'm not home.
then go back home. Like I had to change back into my
did your
nurse
work
clothes.
clothes.
Yeah.
Your clothes are clean.
Yeah.
No, nothing on them. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I did it. And then
How long did you do it for? How many?
so I was 21. No, actually, sorry. I finished school at 20. 21 was when I moved out.
Okay.
Okay.
21 or 22, around there.
So you did it for roughly a year? Roughly?
Yeah, roughly a year. And then my mom found out because I was working with someone who worked with her too. And then she was just like, oh, Tiffany called in. Because this was actually one night I was supposed to work, but I was just like, yo, I have to go to this party. I have to.
Damn.
So I called in sick. And then that particular employee then went to my mom that night. Because my mom is also a nurse. And she's just like, yo, Tiffany didn't go to work. Like, is she sick? Like, I hope she's all right. And my mom's just like, no, she's not sick. She didn't tell me that. So when she came home, I like, she was like asking me all these questions. I was just like, fine, I'm leaving. And this was when my dad was back home in Jamaica for his uncle's funeral. So she's just like, wait till your father get back from Jamaica. And I said, I'm out. So I literally packed up my stuff, moved into my friend's house, and yeah.
I got one question for you.
Yeah.
If your dad was home, would you have moved out?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? Okay.
Because his reaction would have been worse.
Yeah, because I know. That's why I asked that. That's why I asked that. Okay.
But yeah, no, I was just like, okay, like, I can't do this. Like, I needed my freedom.
Yeah.
Especially when I was making my own money. And yeah, so
Okay.
I did end up moving out. And then that summer, I had gone back. I went to Mexico, then went to Jamaica, then came back, was supposed to move into my own apartment. But then I met someone, and yeah.
Okay. So you said that you ended up meeting someone now after you had moved out now, right?
Yeah.
So how did that kind of go? Like, what did a relationship blossom? Like, what kind of happened after you met this person?
We had a child.
Okay.
We had a child, and it's over. I can't really go into much detail, and I don't want to go crying again, because I've tried to push it behind me, and I'm in the healing process right now.
Okay.
But there's too much cheating. I was also in an abusive relationship, both physical and emotional, and I can't go too much into it because of investigation kind of stuff going on. But yeah, it was 2 years of abuse, and I do want to say a couple things just to help others out there, because I was in a situation where I said I would never be in a situation like this. That was me. And a lot of abuse victims actually say they wouldn't. Actually, a lot of us don't think that we would be in this type of situation, but then we end up being in that situation.
Yeah.
But the problem is, how do we get out?
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was the problem for me. I didn't know how to get out. I didn't know who to speak to. I actually kept quiet for a long time.
So, just going off of that, like, I know that happens to like a lot of people. Like, they might be in a situation, but they don't know like what to do or like what to say or who to talk to.
Yeah.
So they like stay,
Bottle
right?
it up,
Because
yeah.
they don't know like what to do. Like, what? I know you can't go into much details, but with whatever details that you can go into, like, what would be the process? Like, how did you kind of get out? Like, how did you like, what was your process to kind of get out?
It was a long process, I'm going to say. I've obviously always wanted to leave it, but it's more of how to get out.
Okay.
And the summer, I was like 8 months pregnant, and I, called victim services, and they were just like, okay, like, you need to start taking pictures. Like, I was just like, what should I do? You guys are the only ones who I can talk to because you guys won't go back and tell other people. Because I'm going to say this to you guys, victim services is, if you are going through this or some type of situation like this, call victim services hotline. They will have pointers for you. They will also listen. And that was one thing. I didn't have anyone to really listen to me about it because I didn't want them going back and telling anyone and then making the situation a little bit worse than it was.
Yeah.
So I ended up calling victim hotline, and they told me to take pictures. Not of like what was going on, but like the aftermath.
Okay.
And that's what I started doing. I started taking pictures, started documenting. I also told them I did not want to call. And a lot of us, we don't want to call the police on our significant other because we know the police is going to get the law is going to get involved, the court, there may be jail time. And we just, like, even though they're doing this to us, we still love them.
Yeah.
But yeah, January this year came, and I had to end up calling the police. Not going into detail as well still. But I did get out. And yeah, it's ongoing from there. And the healing process is one heck of a ride because then I had to end up moving back into my parents with my child. And I've kind of been a single mom since about November, or actually no, since he was born, because he is a trucker, so he's on the road pretty much all the time. But yeah, I'm just trying to adjust right now.
Okay.
I'm at my parents, single mom, business owner. So just trying to juggle everything at once. And me going back to work August is just like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. But I like me going through all of this stuff. I'm just like, you know what, push forward. You'll get through it. God will bring you through it. So there's nothing God can't do. Let me just tell you that, because like what I've been through, I have to thank God every day. Cause like I still can't believe I'm sitting here and I own a business, not only one business, but two businesses. Like, I have a healthy baby boy. Like, still can't believe it.
So would you say that even though maybe the situation initially was, I guess, kind of bad or kind of rough, that you got a blessing out of that situation irregardless still?
Oh, yeah, 100%. King is such a blessing. And you've seen it, like, he's always laughing. Even though he has those little temper tantrums, he is a good baby boy. Very good. He goes to anyone. He's pretty good with anyone. He doesn't cry as much, which is actually a very surprising thing for me when, like, yeah, he just doesn't cry as much, and I love that. And that's the thing, like, what you said in this whole situation, I am still trying to work with the father because obviously as a black child, not only a black child but a black boy, he needs his father in his life. So
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you that. Actually, that's one of the questions that I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you, like, cause it's almost like a conflict of interest, right? Like I was gonna ask you, like, how did you deal with that conflict of interest? Cause you're in a situation where the person who is also responsible for making you have this baby, right? Maybe did something that wasn't great, right? But at the same time, like you said, in a lot of black families, like having a father is very important. Like no matter if you have just a mom, kids need their dad,
in
right?
general, yeah.
Like you need your dad, right? So how do you how are you able to manage a conflict of interest? Like even though knowing that the situation is really bad, that at the same time, the king still needs his father.
Yeah.
So like managing that conflict of interest, especially for like other females out there who probably are going through the same thing. Like, what would I guess be your advice? Even even though you're in a situation kind of like that.
Honestly, I do FaceTime, just to keep the distance as well. Like sometimes we do supervised visitations, but like FaceTime is one of the key things. So like he at least gets used to his father's face.
Yeah.
Because like he hasn't really been around.
Yeah.
But I'm continuing doing that. Hopefully, King will get used to him in person.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah. Just FaceTime, you can at least have that little. It's not a physical, like, how would you say it?
Like it's not a physical interaction.
Yeah.
But it's still like it's still some type of interaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I thought what we're doing right now is FaceTime. So.
Okay. No, I think that still plays a big role, because even like, for example, like me and my brother, it's on the same situation in that like our relationship is a little bit different, but even with my brother, he lives back home in the Caribbean, right? So I can't see him physically, and I know that I play an important role in his life, right? Like him not being around any of his siblings, it's kind of hard, right? But like, or he knows I'm always calling him and talking to him just to have that connection, because it's better than if I didn't talk to him at all.
Yeah.
If I didn't talk to him at all, then he's not gonna know. He's not gonna, So just having that connection with him, he knows who his brother is and stuff. And I guess that kind of happened for me too, because I remember one time when I went home, I hadn't seen them for like 4 years, and I went home and he like didn't know who I was. He didn't recognize me, right? So I was like, oh, I need to, I really need to spend time with him. Yeah. So I think that's really important. I think that's something really big. In this healing process, like what would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned so far, like in your healing process, kind of like from this event?
I need to work for myself, and only myself and my son going forward.
Okay.
Why I say that is because in the relationship it was like a joint this, joint that, joint account. And I wasn't allowed, and that's why I'm saying it was very controlling. I wasn't allowed to have my own account. Actually, when I did create my account, he was just like, close it down. And that's why I've been working so hard, as you can see, to just have my own revenue coming, my own income. And like just have something for yourself, work for yourself, love yourself first and foremost, so that no one can bash you down, no one can destroy you. You don't have to have someone who's controlling you 24/7.
And I think Ori can actually relate to that, even though it's not in the same situation, but just in terms of like, working for yourself, right? Having your own thing, like as you work for someone else, right? And then someone can dictate, like,
100%.
They can dictate,
or they can
your whole. They can be like, yo, don't take your break now.
You
And
can't
you
say,
can't take your
say
break. You
shit.
can't eat. You can't say shit. You gotta get the. You need to make the money. You like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do.
I do my third car like good.
Yeah, they might tell you. Like, what did the guy tell you to
A
take?
barrel of drums, I think, was you know those big drums that you fill water in, like those big ones.
Yeah.
This guy was like, oh, move it from point A to point B, and I moved like around close to 30. I never actually maybe I can talk about it today. My girl doesn't know about this. I never really told her. So
Untold stories.
the place, I went to school for electronics engineering. So I got the job in the sense like, yo, it's a good way for me just to get my leg into the industry. I was like, okay, cool. I started the job. First week, amazing. Second week, I started it. So those actually big. It's like literally as tall as from the floor to kill right now. It's a big one. So they're like, oh, move it from point A to point B. In my head, I'm like, yo, this is not the job they told me I was going to be doing. But I was thinking in the sense of, you know what? It's a leg into the industry. It's a leg into the industry. I started moving it, but I was mad because one, it was sunny outside. Two, I was wearing a hoodie. And three, I remember I was moving it, like literally water was spilling on my head. But I was like, you know what? In my mind, I was like, you know what? It's a leg into the industry. It's a leg into the industry. But I was mad. Like the guy was standing up straight up front. I looked at him and dead in his eye. I was like, yo. Because I was like, yo, I paid close to 40 grand going to school. And this is what I'm doing. I was so mad. I finished it. I was mad, but I maybe because of the looking at him kind of like made him like move. But like I didn't say anything. I was wearing a mask. You can't see my face, so you don't know if I'm angry or not. But I'm doing the job. So I looked at him dead in the eye. After that, end of the day, this guy came up to me and was like, yo, can I talk to you real quick? As soon as he said that, I already knew in my mind, like, yo, this guy was gonna lay me. I knew. I got into the office and it was like, unfortunately for whatever, seeing your must go behavior for the past few weeks, for this week, I'm gonna have to let you go. Straight up. After I did the whole moving and shit, like I didn't want to do.
Water splashing in his face.
On my face and everything.
So he wanted you to finish a job still.
Then he told me that. So when he said it, I wasn't shocked because my mind already kind of told me I was gonna do it. So as soon as he said that, then we discussed back and forth, whatever. And then I asked him this question. I was like, during the interview, you guys told me if I ever need feedback, whatever, how would I handle it? And I told them, just come to me. Just tell me and I'll just be like, okay, all good. Then if I don't work on it, then you can be like, okay, now you have to go. So I asked him, I was like, if you guys asked that question, I never actually followed. Like, you told me that. And I told them this. And the guy was like, he didn't expect it, so he was shocked. So it was like, that's a good observation, whatever. But and I told him, as soon as he said that, I told him like, yo, I didn't ask for myself. I just wanted you to know for the next person you're gonna do this to. And then I left. So I got home that day, bro. If it wasn't for this nigga, I would have done some dumb shit, bro. I got home, I kept straight up. I went like, yo, kill. But we thought I'm not gonna say what happened because it's personal shit. Yeah. But like, I'm glad it happened because that led me to my new job. That led me to understand that, yo, honestly, in this place, in any company you're working with, do your best, do your job, make good friends, but sometimes it's just a number.
Yeah, 100%.
Those guys can let you go real quick.
100%.
But still, it's always good to just build a good habit, whatever you're working with. Like, try to have your own business, like she said. She's running her own business. Because you don't want someone else to control your money. Like, at that time, I had a different job. If I didn't have a different job at that time, I'm messed up. Because I'm like, yo, I didn't expect it. So you're just like, go home. But I never told my girl this because I was like, nah.
So she's gonna find out today, though.
Nah, I'm not. Honestly, if she knows, it's all good. Because the reality of it is, sometimes as a man, bro, just gotta put your head down, just focus and figure it out. Not everything you need to tell your woman, like, you know.
That's true. And I think that's like a good transition because that's pretty much what Tiffany is saying, right? Tiffany's saying like, in her situation, right, because she didn't have control of the situation at the time, like, it put her in a disadvantaged situation.
Oh, it did.
Now, with her business, especially with having King, right, she has to really make sure that she's taking care of her finances, of herself, and of King, right? She can't let somebody else control that because if someone is controlling her money, then that means someone can control what she can contribute to King, what she can do for herself, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's not something that she's gonna want. So did that lead you to starting these businesses? Because you started these businesses this year.
Yeah, no, Just a side note, the Unruly Islanders actually is something that I started back in 2019.
Okay. Okay.
We only had 1 year of carnival, but then COVID hit. But I actually did like the whole like little partying kind of thing. I don't like to party as much anymore, but you know, I like the vibes. I like the fun.
Yeah.
But then fast forwarding to 2021, yeah, that was definitely.
Sorry. How did Unruly Islanders start though? I would just like to know.
Actually, one of my good friends, Yuri, I hope he's okay with me saying his name. I started it with him, and we just said like we just needed something for us Jamaicans in carnival, because carnival, you know, here in Kerry West, you see a lot of Trinidad, you see Barbados, you see Guyana, Grenada. You don't see a Jamaican mass band, and people think, oh, Jamaicans can't play in mass band. What do you mean? We can play in Jamaican. We can play in mass. So I did create one, and you know, it was okay. I actually, I shouldn't say it was okay. It was good. It was very good. I had fun. That was what mattered the most. Yeah.
Is it gonna make a comeback this? Well, I guess this year the KOS is not happening.
We're making a comeback for next year. Y'all keep tuned for the end of this year, because we are releasing. Okay, I was trying to
releasing something new. Something new, okay?
Stay tuned.
Stay
No
tuned.
worry.
End of this year.
Next year, if you're Jamaican, you want to jump up, you know where to go.
That's killing me, man. That's killing me.
We actually do have an Instagram and a Facebook.
We're going to drop the links.
Thanks,
We
below.
are going to be releasing something soon, so stay tuned to our Instagram and our Facebook. And then we'll also be releasing the biggest thing that Unruly Islanders has released since we've launched
Stay
Okay.
tuned.
at the end of this year.
Stay tuned.
We will drop all the links,
Biggie stuff.
below in the bios. So, stay tuned. But let's talk about how you started Nurse on Wheels. Like, what led to Nurse on Wheels, and what was the impact that you wanted to create with Nurse on Wheels?
So I'm going to be honest. Actually, it is my baby's father who did actually come up with the idea that I just open up a healthcare business.
Okay.
I just didn't know what name to call it. I just didn't know what actual services. But then we kind of like put our heads together and we came up with different ideas. One thing was that, of course, the idea came up in 2020 when COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I was actually pregnant the year of 2020, the beginning of it. And one of the things that we disliked a lot is that we couldn't go into the clinics. Like, there was one time where the clinics were actually closed, which I thought was really stupid, because I'm sorry to the government of Canada, or health government of Canada. Clinics shouldn't be closed in a time like this.
100%.
And a lot of them didn't even have over-the-phone consultations. They were just, closed. Like, we're closed.
Completely closed, yeah.
We'll let you know we are open. And I'm just like, this is healthcare. The only thing, like, it was hospitals that were open for, like, like when, like, the world was, like, dead. Like, no one was on the streets except for essential services. Yeah, that was when we were just like, okay, like something needs to
be done.
it needs to be done. So I was just like, okay, we can have services such as general checkups, over-the-phone consultations, immunizations, vaccines, medication drop-off to the door, so you don't even have to go to the pharmacy. So our nurses will go into your home. They will give you your vaccine. They will do, like, ear syringing. We do a lot. Like, we're right now, those services are on hold, as I do need a new. We're actually just working. We're working on something.
Okay.
So then also I go back to work August 8th. So I do want to be home with my son for the last month of it. So I did put it on hold. August 5th. July 5th. Sorry, I was when I put it on hold. But we are still doing our CPR classes, both full and renewal, through Nurse on Wheels Incorporation. So we do have our website, www.nurseonwheelsinc.ca. We have our Instagram, Nurse on Wheels INC, and our Facebook, Nurse on Wheels INC.
Okay.
Oh, and our email, nurseonwheelsinc@gmail.com.
She remembered all that from the top of her head. Yo. Crazy. Crazy.
That's good still.
That's crazy.
That's pretty good, actually. That's smart.
Yeah.
So another question that I have is, you're doing all these things, right? You're doing Nurse on Wheels, you're doing Unruly Islanders, you're doing financial advisor, CPR, and you have King, right?
Yeah.
How are you able to manage all these things? Because I know, like, even for myself, right? Like, I'm trying to do the podcast, I'm trying to do something with Island Grind, I'm trying to do all these different things. I'm trying to go to the gym, and I'm tired. I'm like, like, you see, I almost crashed today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I want some advice and some tips, even for people out there too. Like, how you able to manage? Like, what kind of helps you be able to kind of do all those all those things, right?
I am gonna say one thing. Number one, if you know you cannot do it, all of these things at once, don't do it, because you're gonna burn out. And I found that out end of June, and that's why I had to put it on hold. And I said, I need to give some time to my son, because I am going back to work. But how I have been handling is a lot of writing, a lot of notes, a lot of calendars, a lot of updating my notes, updating my calendar. I would have schedules for sorry?
It's being organized.
Yeah, very organized. I would have schedules for every day. I know in the morning when I wake up, I get King upstairs. I feed him, have a shower. He has his milk. Once he has his milk, he takes a nap, and I do as much work as I can in that time frame until he wakes up. When he wakes up, he goes for his lunch. Plays a lot. Sometimes he doesn't even go for a nap. I try to put him for a nap so I can do more work. And those are the days where I don't have CPR classes or Nurse on Wheels patients. When I do, I have to bring him to either one of his grandparents' houses, or like, well, I live with my parents, so my mom has been a huge help. But yeah, no, like, I have a schedule every day. And one main thing, I know this is bad because I should be going to sleep early, but when nighttime hits and that my son goes to bed, a lot of my work and my ideas come in that time. I actually will sit up and I will write down every note. I will finish what I need to finish, because I actually have a conference that I'm going to be speaking at on the 24th of July. And every night I've been just, doing the PowerPoint, doing some notes, and then also making a list for who to contact the next day for financial advisor, because in our financial business, it's a lot of contacting clients, finding your own clients. And a lot of that, like I said, is done at nighttime. That's when I work the most. And I actually love it. I'm going to be honest. When the nighttime hits, it's like, yo.
It's grind time.
Grind time. But
no,
definitely a lot of organization
That's what gets you
is
through.
key, yeah.
Yeah, that's, I think that's very key too, because I had a friend, D. The one thing he always tells me is, like, he would say, you have to be organized, especially even if you're just doing like a few things, right? Like, if you were just doing, even in the podcast, if we're just doing the podcast, if I'm not organized and saying, okay, well, how long is the podcast going to go? Or do we have a calendar that people can book or whatever? Then it's going to be hard, because I'm like, oh, hey, well, Tiffany, maybe can you come at 9:00?
Yeah.
Oh, no. But, like, you need to have times, you need to be able to, like, have bookings and be able to organize your thing to make you run smoothly. Because the more you're not organized, is the more energy you're going to use and take up, right? So, like, I think the only way you would be able to run all those things is to be organized, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And then, like, when I started my financial advisory classes, or not class, but, like, the course at the beginning of the year, I, like, balanced my time. I made sure, as long as King was, good, he was fed, he was, so, like, as night came, I did my classes, went to bed, woke up in the next day, did the day again, So yeah,
That's the
just
grind.
manage your time. Manage your time.
Time management. That's just key, bro.
Management is key, and that's something that I believe was P.
Yeah, P.
P talked about too. Is like managing your time. You have to have priorities. Obviously, King is the first priority, right? And you have to be able to manage your time, because if you don't, then like
No, it's gonna hit you bad.
it's
Yeah.
gonna hit you
Oh, yeah.
bad.
That's-
You know. Even for you,
That's-
you know, right?
Right now, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I could actually figure out my schedule, right now I'm still trying to get the full balance of it, but it's hitting me bad. Asking first week, because I do jiu-jitsu. So I do jiu-jitsu, I go to the gym, I work. I run a podcast. And what else? I do for photo business. I haven't positioned like that, but those three, jiu-jitsu, gym, and work and podcast, those four. The first week of me starting my new job, oh my God, I was mash up. There were times when I would leave my food, literally, like, literally, because I'm trying to go. But I figured out, like, I sat down one day, I was like, you know what? I got to figure out a way. I sat down, looked at my schedule, made a plan. And now it's going pretty good. I'm still mash up, but it's better than before. So time management is actually really key. You got to, like, figure out what's number one in everything you're doing. And from there, go down to number 2, number 3, number 4.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
put like literally put 100% into everything. Because like if you don't, you're gonna get like, don't put minimal effort into anything. No, 100% into whatever you're doing to get the most result.
And Tiffany, I have a question. So, where you get this hustler spirit from, man? Because
I wanna know.
Yo, since I knew you as like when you were younger, selling phones, selling cases, like bro, I'm serious, man. Like selling phone cases, selling bedazzled Crocs, like bro, like everything, man. Like I don't know, like honestly, it actually inspires me, because every time I say, I'm like, yo, Tiffany is hustling, bro. Like, yo, I'm not grinding hard enough, you know what I'm saying? So like, where did you get this hustler spirit from?
I honestly don't. You know what? I want what I want. So in order to get what I want, I gotta work for it.
Okay.
Say
Alright.
that again. Say that again.
In order to get what I want, I gotta work for it.
Preach.
So I'm not gonna say I'm high. I don't think I'm high.
Unfiltered. Say it.
I don't think I'm high maintenance, but like, you know, I like nice things.
Fair.
And you know, I even during like my relationship, I didn't get nice things, but like I worked for it and I got it. Like this January came, I got my BMW.
Nice interior.
Damn.
Red interior.
Red leather seat. Yeah.
And anyone can tell like anyone who's close to me can tell you, like, I've always wanted that white BMW with red interior, but I always want a 33OI. But you know, obviously I have a kid now, so I got the SUV. But I was just like, yo, I got my red interior BMW.
Nice.
Nice.
Can't spill no drinks in there.
Exactly. But like that's what I'm saying. Like I want what I want, and I get what I want. I get what I want, and I work for what I want.
Okay.
So like there is a huge thing I want to do when my birthday comes, and I've been working so hard towards it, and I am very close to getting it. I'm not gonna say it is yet, so no one can buy my blessings.
Nah, don't. Nah. Jinxing is real.
But it'll like honestly just like make everything whole again, like especially after everything that's happened, and I had to start from the bottom again. So yeah.
Okay. How do you how do you stay focused on your goal, like when you're like your goal like that, right? Like you're setting a goal for yourself, okay, you're working towards it, but how do you stay focused? Because I know there's like lots of distractions that come, you know, in between. So like, how do you stay focused?
And even with managing a kid.
With managing a kid, like how do you
How do you-
like that's honestly really impressive to me, because like it's not like you have lots of responsibility.
Yeah.
And like the fact that you still happen to stay consistent and like focus is what I really want to understand, because like that's something that I struggle with sometimes, right? Staying consistent all the time. But like, how do you kind of do that, like work towards your goal like that?
Well, like you said, I'm managing a kid, right? And every day I look at King and I'm just like, I can't rely on anybody else. It's just me and him, right? I'm a single mom. I'm doing it myself. So, like, I have my family and my friends, but I'm someone, you know this, I'm someone who doesn't like help from anyone.
Yeah.
Even when I get it, like, I have to give it back. Or a pay. But no, once I see King and I see what I need to do for him, I see what life I need to build for him and us, that is what keeps me focused. Every time I look on King. And King is with me 24/7. I wouldn't say 24/7, but he's on my mind. He's on my mind 24/7, and with him being on my mind 24/7, my hustle is 24/7. My life is 24/7.
Woo! Yo! That's yo. I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna replay that. That's a bar right there. My grind is 24/7. Woo!
I'm sorry, I can't even drink my water.
Wow, I like that.
Big.
Yo, that's actually a sick. Yo, I like
That's
that bar. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna
That is-
lie, yo. Ooh,
That's hot.
that was a hot
That
one.
woke me up from my
Yo,
sleep.
that was a hot one, yo. Woo.
Gotta run that back.
Okay, wait, say that one more time. Let's say that last one.
So I said, like, my son is on my mind 24/7. So my hustles is 24/7. My grind is 24/7.
Yo, that's
We're just gonna drop it right
So
there.
just that. It's the end of the show.
yo, real. Yo, we can't even. It's done, yo. That's a. I like that a lot.
Whoa. That's clean.
Whoa,
That's clean.
That was a
Okay.
clean one. I like that. Oh, okay. Shoot.
Half a
Mess
day.
up all my questions and
Honestly,
everything.
honestly, I'm done already. Bro, I really, bro, that's what I was just saying, bro.
Yo, I like that, man. I like that. All right, I'd have just a couple more questions for you.
Yeah.
What would you say? I know we talked about just different things that you've been through, but what would you say is the biggest struggle that you've been through, and what is the greatest lesson that you've learned from it?
The relationship kind of thing. Definitely. I kind of already explained it, but the biggest lesson I've learned from it was don't let anyone control you, or don't make any. I'm trying to get the words, but when you don't have money and someone, well, it's not like when you don't have money, but like the fact that you're sharing an account with someone, that's not your money. That's your guys' money.
Yeah.
And when you have something that someone can control you with, that's the end game. You can't, it's hard getting out of that. So that's one thing. Don't let people control you with what you have. I'm trying to get the words, but hopefully you guys understand.
Okay. And now this is a question that we have, all the time on the podcast. This is a special question.
No. I got two questions I want to ask you.
Right.
I think I always ask this for every guest. So, if you could go back in time, what are 2-3 stuff you would change from what happened to your experiences, from what you know now? Would you change anything?
Oh yeah, a lot. There's a lot.
Okay, so that's top 3.
I wouldn't jump into a relationship as
Okay.
fast until you know the person
Okay.
100%.
But how do you get to know
The
the person?
like
100%?
like a time frame.
Like what? Because
Become their friend first. That's one thing.
okay.
So your friends on the guy.
I'm gonna be honest. What I went through, I would say yes. Friend zone him.
Okay.
Get to know him.
But then
Tell
when
him. Tell him. You know what? Maybe there will be something in the future, but I can't do this again. You know.
Okay, so it's hard to come off with the not the mindset, but like having a conversation that way because of what you've gone through. So I don't wanna dive into it because then it's gonna I gotta put into what's it called, factor of the experience you've had. But the reality of it is, most of the time, especially now, if your friends on a guy, is not gonna stay. Like you can get to know him. Like don't get me wrong, I feel like you can get to know the person.
I'm gonna be honest. That's wrong.
Okay.
There are
that's good.
some guys who will wait. Trust me, there will.
I know. I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there is or there isn't. No, that's what I agree to that. The guys are gonna wait, but always falls back to this idea. Most of the time, when a girl really likes a guy, she doesn't think straight. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Two is I agree with the sense of like you get to know the person, but like I said, I don't want to dive into it because of I don't want to what's it called, put that word. It's hard to explain what I want to say, but I get what you mean. But the reality of it is like you can get to know somebody very well, but the person can still be bad. Like sometimes the closest people to you are like the snake, the one that actually want to see you fall. So I mean honestly,
It's always gonna be probably a risk.
it's a risk.
It's always a risk, right?
So that's why you get to know the person in the sense of, does this person want the same stuff for you? Like, does this person want, like the goals and like the same mindset and the same values and whatever? I mean, people change still.
Yes.
Because like, I'm guessing when you met the person probably had values and stuff that made you be like, okay.
100%.
But then, like you said, it changed.
So, question.
Yeah, you go.
Is it a change or is it like a facade, like a fake
Fake character.
a fake character thing, just to
get
the person
yeah.
to get into it and then to go from there.
I think so because I'm going to be honest, I did hear some things from other people, and like you said, when a girl likes a guy, they fall head over heels. They're not thinking straight. And honestly, a lot of people have even said this to me, like, Tiffany, you're smart, don't do this. Like, you can find better, but like, obviously I did love the guy.
Yeah.
So obviously I was not thinking straight. And even though a lot of people came to me, and it wasn't like no little people, it was like a lot of people, and they said, yo, be careful. And I didn't listen. I think, I don't know. There's a lot I would change, but like, then again, I wouldn't have had King. So I keep saying, oh yeah, I wouldn't be with him. I would have never gone with him. But then I have to think that I have this beautiful baby boy who's my son.
Yeah.
And that came out of a crappy situation, but he's here today.
Yeah, so it's like you got a blessing from a crappy situation.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. But I always tell you this, like, 2 strikes. No, what am I saying? 1 or 2 strikes I give if I'm ever dealing with anyone. One in the sense of no one's perfect, so I don't put expectation in whenever I'm dealing with anyone. Correction. When I was getting to know my girl, I'm taken. So like I always say this, like no one's perfect. Everyone makes mistake, whatever. But like always, I preach this when we talked. I have a backbone. That thing is key. But a guy or female, in the sense of if anyone does whatever, like you always have a peak boundary that can't be broken. Once that's broken, don't even wait. Just take your load and leave. You'll be fine. There's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of fishes out there. So
yeah, 100%.
But I agree with you though. At least it was a crappy situation. Like I said, I can't really dive into it because like I have to respect like what you went through. So, but like I agree with you in the sense of like it was a shitty situation. But the good thing is a blessing came out of it. Like you have a nice. I'm pretty sure it's a nice kiddo, a nice dude. So.
And that's the thing. That's one thing. Out of all the circumstances, all the obstacles that you face, right? Like, even for the people that are successful, those people didn't just get successful and have no bumps in the road,
bro.
right?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
They went through tons and that's why this whole podcast, like, this is literally the point of the podcast, right? Is to go through the struggles and obstacles that people face and how they overcame it and what they learned from it. Because there's great lessons, and all those people that are successful that you see, you don't think, like, they didn't just be successful. They were working their asses off to get there, and they went through tons of obstacles and tons of struggles to get there. So just the fact that Tiffany has gone through this struggle, that means she's on the right path in getting where she needs to be.
I mean, she's bouncing back pretty
saying?
good.
She's bouncing back. Look at what she's done, bro. She's bouncing back 3, 4, 5 companies. You know what I'm saying?
Having a BM. You got the BMW when did you get it? The BMW?
Sorry?
The car. Wait, what car is she driving?
BMW.
BMW. When did you get it? When?
January.
This year?
Yeah.
You see? Dog,
that was literally right at, like, it was a couple weeks after the whole situation happened.
You see what I mean?
Listen,
like,
she got a BM.
So like look at that, man. Like look at how look out of a bad situation, out of a crappy situation, she was able to blossom and grow. You know what I'm saying? Like growth, like look at the growth, right?
Yeah.
And after you go through a traumatic experience, I keep saying it over and over.
You always change.
You always change. You're never the same. No matter what anybody says, you're never the same. You always grow.
Yeah.
And like you become different.
You become wiser
right?
too.
You become wiser as well, right? So like, all in all, even though it was a bad situation, there's so many positives that you can take from it. It all depends on how you choose to look at it.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that Tiffany's looking at it in a positive way, because she has this beautiful blessing in King, and she's been able to be motivated. That beautiful blessing has even helped her to push her and motivate her to start her own businesses and to do those things, and even push her harder than she was before, because she was already a hustler. So you know what I mean? It just made her hustle 24/7. So
and honestly, God does things for a reason. Like God wouldn't have put me in that situation knowing I wasn't gonna come out right. So
you know, there's that saying that they say God gives his strongest the hardest
soldiers the hardest battles.
There you go. You know, the strongest shoulders the hardest battles. Actually one thing. Now that you said that, what was like the role or the importance of God in this whole like scenario that you went through? Because I know, like, especially coming from a religious background, right? Like when everything is going well, you usually forget about God. Like even for myself, right? Like when I was playing football and stuff, and I was partying and doing whatever. Like I didn't even think about it. I was in the streets. I didn't even think about God. Like I was.
Correction.
Like I didn't think about God. And as soon as I got injured, I was like, "Yo, God, please don't let me die." You know. And so like it's crazy. Like whenever it's like down and out, you think about God, right? But it's when times are good, you always forget about Him.
That's true.
So kind of like, what role did God play kind of in this whole scenario for you? You know, like how was
I just say prayer works. Prayer definitely works. Obviously, I've been praying since I was in the situation, just for me to come out. But obviously, I was waiting for the right time. Yeah. Even when I finally did confide in someone, I'm not gonna say who, and they were just like, "No, you gotta go out. You gotta leave. I'm gonna call the police." Blah blah blah. The person was just going on and on and on. But I said, I can't do that. I thought of doing that, but like I don't know what the repercussions will be. Like I said, he was cheating, and then obviously moved out with another girl. But it's still kind of back and forth kind of thing, and I'm not gonna say what happened, but like I prayed, and after I got a phone call. And like it was just like something in my head was just like, call the police. And that's why I'm saying, like, God wouldn't have said that if it wasn't for a reason. And I feel like it was the right time. God was just waiting for the right time. And prayer is definitely key. All throughout what I'm doing, I pray and ask God if it is the right path I'm taking. Like you said, when we're in a terrible situation, that's when we call on God. But now, even though I'm excelling, I'm closer to God than I was before. Even now that I'm excelling, I pray and I ask God every night. Like I pray and ask Him, like, please don't let me stray from you, even when I do get to the point where I'm begging you to put me. So.
No, I really like that, because I like that, because that's something that I gotta have to do, even get better at myself.
Sorry, I was gonna put another point in there for you were asking, opinions to give, like, sorry, what was the word that you were using?
When perspectives or.
What to tell other people who are going through that situation. Save your money on the side. Like, if you are going through this situation, a lot of these situations are very controlling. I actually did save my money in secrecy, and a lot of people are going to hear this he's gonna hear this now. Even if he watches. I was saving my money in secrecy because it was when I actually became pregnant. I did have my doubts from then. So I did end up saving my money. I did also have an RRSP made up from years ago when I first started my taxes when I was like 18 or something like that. And it was another thing why I also became a financial advisor, because I saw what I can do for others, what that person did for me back then. And now I'm looking forward to do something big with that. That savings and just put your money where you can save it, where you can build it. A lot of people say how the rich stay rich by investing, saving.
And the broke go gets what's called, and the poor becomes poor. Poor become, how do they say that saying? Honestly, you know what? I'll find it and I'll just put it. I'll put it right here. I can't remember it.
But yeah, that's like honestly, and I'm just trying to help people build what they can. Honestly, like you saving money from like buying coffee every morning for 2 weeks can put towards you putting savings
100%
for a month.
100%, so much.
For real. Making that meal prep.
Oh, bro. Let's be a soul fry.
Yeah.
Bro.
Soul fry.
Cook at home. Cook at home.
Yo, soul fry, just sponsor me so I ain't got to come buy from y'all, man.
Facts.
Damn.
Facts. Come on,
You know?
soul fried chicken.
Oh
Love
my
your man
gosh.
with the sauce
With the barbecue sauce.
and the box. But the
Yo.
box, bro. When you done eating, bro,
Yo,
the top
stop
when it's all
making me
greasy
hungry
and
now, man.
Yo, what time is it? So far still over?
Bro, it closed by 10, I think. Bro, I might drive down there, actually.
Let me go get King and then just go
So we're gonna so far after, you
and
know?
Elisa's.
Yo, shout out to Soul Fry.
It's called Tiana.
Sponsor us, dog. Sponsor us.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
So, I have a question I wanted to ask. What was it like, or what is it like right now going with two? You're the oldest, correct?
Yes.
What is it like growing up with two younger brothers? Right now, you have the. You can listen. Tian,
They're watching too. I know that.
Tian knows that one of the buses out anytime, any day. But I don't like it, so please.
I guess it's okay.
Yeah, I guess. It's okay.
They aight.
Okay,
Alright.
that's good.
They're annoying to take, especially.
That's fair.
But yeah,
That's fair.
gotta deal with them because it's their
Sure.
blood.
That's fair.
Facts.
Can't do
Preach.
anything about it now.
Don't worry.
But
That's probably what Eileen would say.
nah, for real though, they've been a big help since the whole situation. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
the one thing about family is that, at least like most families that I know is that even if you bicker, like me and my sister, even though we bicker and we fight and whatever, I always have her back no matter what.
Yeah.
You know.
It's family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's the same thing for Timothy and Tiana as well. Like no matter how much you guys are beefing or bickering or fighting or
Yeah.
whatever, they're always gonna have your back. you know?
Diana.
So,
She doesn't know. She doesn't know the reason.
She doesn't know.
There's a reason why we call him Tiana. Don't worry.
I want to know.
Oh, so it's not our story to tell.
He'll tell.
We'll tell it,
He'll tell
but
it.
we just give it
We'll
a little.
find out.
We'll just give it a little. She knows about what happened to him. She knows about what happened to him when he went to this. Yeah.
Yeah,
We won't say it, but she knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's linking to what happened to him, like a couple weeks after he moved out.
Oh yeah.
So something linking to it.
Yeah.
But it's not our story to tell. We'll let them.
Don't worry, when he comes on in the interview, we'll expose it.
But I was actually scared as hell, man.
I was scared too.
I'm not
man.
gonna
I'm
lie,
gonna
bro.
lie.
Bro, was like around? Was it 5 a.m.? Bro, 5 a.m. We got up to like to work out, bro. And we're like, boom. I was like, shit. That whole day was, bro, for like a week.
I was scared.
I remember I missed your call, but then my mom could, Tiffany, wait.
Yo, I was about to stop training people for the rest of my life. Bro.
So now
my
we're
life,
back
bro.
in his head. Nah,
I was shook.
that's good though. So, you wanna ask the major one?
So, our special question that we have on the podcast is, what is your theory of the grind?
Dun dun dun.
No. What is my theory of the grind?
Why do you grind?
I don't want to take the other people's answers. I was watching them.
It's okay. You got everyone has their own theory of the grind, you know? Like you said a lot about like how you grind 24/7
Yeah.
and the
Mhm.
hustle, right?
Yeah. So already kind of give a little bit of.
So already give a
what's
little
the
bit of
defini-
it,
the
you know?
definition.
But what is it to you? Like
What does
when
it mean?
like what does it mean to you, you know, when
Mhm.
when
Like-
you grind? Cuz
like-
you're a hustler from since like
Selling
from since I
phones,
know you,
selling-
you know?
Well, like I said though, you have to have a set mind, like a mindset.
Yeah.
You need to work towards that, and you can't stray, because if you stray, it's hard to get back on that path. Trust me.
True.
Trust me.
Can't
Yeah.
stray.
And honestly, walk with God.
Mm.
I'm gonna say that strongly. Walk with God, because like without God, you're just walking blindly.
Mm.
Just saying.
That okay. That's a bar right
And a
there.
lot of people aren't gonna agree with me, but I'm saying from experience.
Yeah.
So,
No, I agree with that.
because I can say like I lost God when I got in that relationship, and it was just like all partying and
Just,
You know.
just cruising around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was living the good life, but then things started getting hard, and things went sideways, and I said, "Yo, I need God back in my life." And it's just like what is missing from my life, and it was that. It was God.
Okay, I like that.
But a lot of people don't think God has to do anything but grinding, but He does 100%.
I like that. Yeah, that's 100% right. Cause you need like whether you believe in God or in a higher power, or whatever. You need. I believe in God, but you need God in your life. That's why we always try to make sure in the beginning of the podcast we mentioned, because I know that we won't go anywhere without putting God in our lives, and we're not even putting in, and we still need to put Him in more than we are right now.
Yeah.
But like you need to have, like you need that direction. You need
Yeah.
you need that, you
But
know.
you don't know everything.
You need Him in everything. So I really like that. So we have one more question, which is this is a would you rather question, or would you rather round. And my would you rather question for you today is, so I guess it's like a little bit, it's not dark, but like it's a little. So the question is, would you rather be burnt alive for 10 minutes, or would you rather go skydiving with no parachute?
How would it?
Yo, you can at 10,000 feet.
But she's dead, bro.
No, you can
You
still
die
survive.
instantly.
There's that guy.
But listen,
You can drop and roll.
Listen,
You're just gonna
listen.
be mashed
True.
up
Listen, this
like
question,
a puddle.
you need to think deep to actually give an. I already have an answer for myself, but you need to think deep because you got to look at what he said to get an answer.
Okay, what did you
So I
say?
said, would you rather get burnt alive for 10 minutes, or would you rather go skydiving from 10,000 feet without a parachute?
Without a parachute, you dead, but you're being burnt alive for 10 minutes. Didn't say that you're gonna die or not.
But you don't know if you're gonna die from the. You can. There's a guy. He jumped. He jumped out of a. He didn't jump, but I think he went skydiving.
Yeah.
And like he fell.
Yeah.
He was mashed up, but he survived. It's just the quality of life is just not high, because
The quality of life of being burnt alive is not high either.
Exactly. So
Like what?
Yeah.
but I mean you won't have any senses probably left, but like
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly,
you could be alive.
I'll let her say an answer first before I actually say it.
Let me just say, I'm not going skydiving.
Mm-hmm.
The burnt alive situation, let's just hope I ain't near no
Yeah.
open fire. bruh.
Fair. Fair. So you're gonna go with the burnt
Burnt
alive
alive?
for 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Nah, bro.
Whew.
Jumping out of a
I'm
plane.
jumping out
bro.
that plane.
Cause like, one, you never said you're gonna
Hit
land
some
on land.
trees.
You never said you can land on land. You can skydive on the ocean. So
Oh, you're gonna get smashed up by the water. It's gonna
Or
be
you
like
could just
concrete.
dive.
you could just.
Woo.
That's
Your hands, everything are gonna break. You're gonna be living in a puddle.
10,000 feet. It's not that high.
It's not that high, but you're gonna be living in a bowl, in a fish bowl, for the rest of your life.
Nah,
They're gonna have to be feeding
probably
you fish
because you're
food.
going. Yeah, going at a fast pace. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Still,
Okay,
well, fair
so
enough.
that's a choice. Okay, so Tiffany, let the people know where they can find you on all your platforms. We're gonna drop
Shoutouts.
everything down here in the bio. But Nurse on Wheels. I know you already said it.
No, someone else,
But
yeah.
just maybe just give it one more time, and then we're also gonna drop it in the bio. So let them know where they can find you on Nurse on Wheels, Unruly Islanders,
Shout it out.
your financial advisory,
Where
your
they can find
CPR
you.
lessons.
Sure, that is a lot.
That is a lot. Just give them a little feed, just a little bit, like maybe on Instagram they can reach you, and then we'll drop all the links and everything to your CPR, to your financial advisory, to Nurse on Wheels, and to Unruly
Everything.
Islands in the bio.
All right, let's
Instagram, everything.
Let's go. My Instagram handle for my main page is _tiffa.co. I have my link in that bio for my financial advisor page website, and you can book through there. I open life insurance, RRSPs, RESPs. If you guys are better to do all of these things at a young age, by the way, a lot of people think at an old age, but no, this gets you set for the
For life.
years to come. It's
Yeah.
set for life, exactly.
Honestly.
My Nurse on Wheels page is on Instagram is Nurse on Wheels INC. Facebook Nurse on Wheels INC. Website www.nurseonwheelsinc.ca. My Unruly Islanders. Yes. We actually do sell these things. We do sell
got the
sweaters
merch.
as well. We have merch. Yes.
You got merch. Go buy that.
Represent.
Oh, and the CPR instructor can also be booked through our Nurse on Wheels website.
See if you want to learn CPR.
Yes.
You know where to go.
And then Unruly Islanders. Yeah, I think that's it for our website. Like our Instagram, it's just Unruly Islanders.
Okay.
Yeah, just Unruly Islanders. And then also on Facebook, it is Unruly Islanders, and we will have something coming for that. So just stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Oh, and our email for Nurse on Wheels is nurseonwheelsinc@gmail.com.
Crazy.
Unruly Islanders is unrulyislanders@gmail.com.
Okay.
My main email, I actually need to change it on my platform, is
You
Mova.
sure you want to shut that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no, that one's actually for my financial advisor.
Oh,
and
okay.
YouTube and
It's
thing,
different.
kind of
Because
thing
I
like
thought you
that.
were gonna go
Oh, no,
no. You sure you want?
Personal email is different than this one.
Okay, anyway.
movatboss@gmail.com.
Okay.
I know y'all not gonna remember everything. But
So
we're
we're
gonna
going to
drop
link
it.
in bio.
Yes.
Even I don't remember everything.
Another thing, I want to actually shout out a couple great
Go ahead.
businesses. A matter of
Go
fact,
ahead.
black businesses here in Edmonton. There's Legacy Barbershop Salon, downtownish north side. Silk Curls. Silk Curls actually has some of their products at Legacy Barbershop Salon. We have, there is a lot. There's Vagikini Magic for your good, cleaning products down there. You got some lubricants.
Ladies, get that. Ladies, get that.
For my ladies. We got Classic Seafood, Classic Boutique. There is a lot. Yo. Hold up. No, seriously, I gotta shout them out because
We showing love to all the black-owned businesses.
yes. There's 780 Tooth Fairy for your tooth gems, blunt bands or whatever it's called.
Your tooth bling.
Tooth bling. That's what you call it.
Tooth bling bling.
She owns Design.A Crocs.
Okay.
Some beautiful blinged out Crocs. I know a lot of people don't like
bling.
Crocs, but when you bling them out, you can wear them.
Maybe you can get your Crocs blinged out. How big man?
That
You
shit
get
is right.
bedazzled?
That shit is
Yeah,
right.
bedazzled.
Really?
I'm
Or you can bedazzle your
dead.
name on there. Ori.
Oh my gosh.
Never know,
Now, what
man.
should do for you, man?
I don't wear Crocs.
Bald man.
Big man like me wear slides, dog.
Slides with
Right?
you. Like, you see that?
I'm done.
Anyone else?
Yes, Dear
Good
Queens
list.
and Kings. Daisy owns a couple. Dear Queens and Kings, Exposed Yeg. She also has I forgot what it's called. She has a business that does this stuff for like branding
Okay.
for shirts and items. We have Jama Inc. for the baddest tattoos in Edmonton. Gosh, there's a lot. Cool. Lively Fitness official.
Big up everybody.
Q. Let's
Yes,
give it a
yo.
show.
Give it a show. Give it a show. Let's go, go,
Hey.
go, go.
Island Grind.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Bop, 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 bop.
Bullet, bullet.
Thank you, man.
Arlene Ambrose for the baddest, and you guys have already seen her episode. She has some really good
Articles. And
articles
blogs
that
and-
are written, and honestly, a lot of them kind of like also built
Speaks.
my self-esteem as a woman, as a black woman, especially that went through such a situation. But there's so much Kumba Decoratives.
Thank
I
you,
think
Ambrose.
it's called.
we gonna have to cut it right there. But but you got there's we gonna drop all the links for we're gonna tag everybody in here so that
We'll
you
tag
guys
them
can get
so
it.
you guys can get it.
Right? We're gonna tag everyone who can get it. But we really want to thank you, Tiffany,
Appreciate it.
for coming on
Means a
and
lot.
sharing your story
Yes, it
and
does.
for really opening up. Even though we couldn't go into all the details, you gave enough to really help people out there who are struggling through those different types of things, and just your theory of the grind. Making God a big, important factor in that too as
Yeah.
well. So we just want to thank you for that.
Appreciate it.
For all those out there who are listening, please comment, like, subscribe. You know,
You know what to
what
do.
it is.
You know what it is.
Boom.
You see, we'll mash up. Like, subscribe.
We out.
Peace.